today I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video and show you guys my PlayStation 2 RPG collection. Now there's a few things that I wanted to mention up front before we jump into this. First off, I do not have every RPG, but I have most of them, and this is for North American releases only. But like I said, I do have most of the RPGs. I'm only missing between like 5 and 15. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it's a really low amount that I'm still missing. Second, I just wanted to mention that the background here is part of my PS2 collection, and as you can see, they're all leaning over and everything because I did take all the RPGs out, so that's why it might not look too great in the background. And third, I have these all in alphabetical order, and some people like to alphabetize them differently. Like, for example, the first games I have are the dot hack games, and I put those at the beginning because it's dot hack and it's like a period, and all punctuation and stuff in my book comes before, you know, A, B, C, all that. So there's a few things in here that might seem out of place to you guys. I've seen them listed in different ways online, but this is how I have them alphabetized. And lastly, I just wanted to mention that because there's so many here, and because I have not played a majority of them, I'm not going to be talking individually about each game. I'm just going to be showing them and maybe talking about a specific few. So with all that said, let's get started. So first up, like I mentioned, are the dot hack games, and I have all 7 of them for the PS2, so let's take a look. First up is Dot Hack GU Volume 1, Rebirth. Then I have Dot Hack GU Volume 2, Reminisce. Dot Hack GU Volume 3, Redemption, and that's the first little set there. And then I have Dot Hack Part 1, Infection. Dot Hack Part 2, Mutation. Dot Hack Part 3, Outbreak. And Dot Hack Part 4, Quarantine, the final chapter. And all of these are complete. I'm not going to be going through and opening up every game, but every game that I have here in this RPG collection has the case, the disc, and the instruction manual, and normally, like, you know, the DVDs or whatever bonuses they came with, for the most part. I know there's a couple that I might be missing, like an outer box for or something, but for the most part, they're all complete. Next up, I have Arc the Lad, End of Darkness, and Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. Then next, this was actually a gift from my friend Kevin, who is known as Non-Tupers here on YouTube. He hasn't done a video in a very long time, but he sent me this as a gift, and it's very awesome, and I still very appreciate it, and that is Arte Nellico Melody of Alemia, or Alemia, however you'd like to pronounce it. And some of the bigger ones like this I have in these protective boxes here, so they might look a little weird, but that was a very awesome gift. I still really do appreciate that. Then next up, I have Atelier Iris 2, the Azoth of Destiny. And some of these games, I might pronounce them wrong, and excuse me if I do. And then next up is Atelier Iris 3, Grand Phantasm. Next up are 2 games that I really enjoyed on the PS2, and I played them on the GameCube as well, and they're awesome games. And that is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. These games are very awesome. I've beat them both a few times each on both systems, and they're really great games. Next up is The Bard's Tale. Then I have Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter. And then the next 2 games are 2 games that I really enjoyed as well, and they're very similar to the Baldur's Gate games. And those are Champions of Norath and Champions Return to Arms. And these 2 games are my 2 favorite games on the PlayStation 2, Champions Return to Arms being my #1 favorite PS2 game of all time. And they're very similar to the Baldur's Gate games, but in my opinion they're a little bit better, and they're awesome because you can do multiplayer co-op on them, which is very awesome. Next up is Chaos Legion. And then I have Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. Then next up is Dawn of Mana, and I actually have a factory sealed copy of this one as well. Next up is Demon Stone, and this is one that some people would put in the Fs because it's Forgotten Realms Demon Stone, or Demon Stone Forgotten Realms. I guess it's just however you want to put it. I keep this one in the Ds though. Next up is Digimon World Data Squad, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. Next up is Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. Next up is a big box one, and that is Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King. Then I have Drakengard, and Dragon Guard 2. And then next up is Duel Masters Limited Edition, and this one comes with, it says a free booster pack, and I actually have the booster pack still sealed, and then I have the cards from an opened one as well, because I've had a few different copies of this game, and I decided it would be cool to have the sealed booster pack, and then have the cards open as well, just in case anyone wanted to look at them. Next up is Ephemeral Fantasia, Eternal Poison, Eternal Ring, Evergrace, and then a factory sealed copy of EverQuest Online Adventures, and then an opened copy of EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers. And then next up is a nice little subset here, which is only missing one game, and it's an expansion pack, so I don't know if everyone would count that, but I do, and I still would like to get that, but it is the Final Fantasy games for the PS2. So first up is Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Final Fantasy XI Online, Final Fantasy XI Online Chains of Promethea expansion pack, Final Fantasy XI Online Wings of the Goddess expansion pack, and the expansion pack that I'm missing is the most expensive one, and that's the Vanadile collection. But I do have Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy XII in the limited edition Steelbook. Next up is Front Mission 4, Full Metal Alchemist 2 Curse of the Crimson Elixir, and also Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. I keep this one alphabetically before this one because of the 2, and you know, some people might not like that. Maybe their OCD would kick in, but I do it because technically it's alphabetically correct like that. Then we have Future Tactics: The Uprising, Gladius, Grandia 2, and Grandia 3, or Grandia, however you pronounce it. And then Grimoire, I believe is how this one is pronounced. Growlancer Generations, Growlancer Heritage of War, and this is one that I'm missing like the big box for, but I'm at least happy to have it like this for now. Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. This is the special edition. I'm pretty sure they were all special edition, but I'm not 100% positive. Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland. Heroes of Might and Magic, The Quest for the Dragonbone Staff. Inuyasha, The Secret of the Cursed Mask. Jade Cocoon 2. And then I have all 3 of the Kingdom Hearts games, so Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. Next up is La Pucelle Tactics, Legaia Tool Duel Saga, The Legend of Alon Dar, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and this one, I wasn't sure myself if this was an RPG, but I saw it on multiple lists online, so I decided to include it. Magic Pengull, The Quest for Color. This is a pretty cool game that I picked up from a local video game store called Cybertron Games. Magna Carta, Tears of Blood, and this is the deluxe box set edition. Makai Kingdom, Chronicles of the Sacred Tomb. And this next one I think is supposed to have an outer box with it as well, and I don't have that, but that is Manachemia, Alchemists of Al Revis, or Al Revi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Next up is another one that I wasn't sure myself if it was an RPG or not, but it was included on a lot of the lists that I looked at, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. And also included on the list was the first one, but I don't actually have that one in my collection yet. Metal Saga, Monster Hunter, MS Saga: A New Dawn. Next up is a factory sealed copy of The Nightmare of Druaga Fushigino Dungeon. Might be pronouncing that one wrong as well, but that's a factory sealed copy. Odin Sphere, Okagi Shadow King. I've never personally played this game, but I have heard from a few different people that this is one of their favorite PS2 games, so I would like to check this out one day. Orphan, Scion of Sorcery, Phantasy Star Universe, Phantom Brave, Radiata Stories, River King, A Wonderful Journey. I just picked this one up recently. Rogue Galaxy, Romancing Saga, and then I have RPG Maker 2 and RPG Maker 3. And I guess technically these aren't RPGs, but you can make RPGs within them, so I decided to include them. Next up is another factory sealed game, and that is Sakura Wars: So Long My Love, in the big box here. And this next game here is one that people might alphabetize differently, but I keep it in the S's, and that is Samurai Legend Musashi. Some people might put it in the M's for Musashi, but I keep it in the S's. Next up is Shadow Hearts, Shadow Hearts from the New World, and Shadow Hearts Covenant. Then we have Shining Force EXA. I'm missing the other Shining Force game, unfortunately. Next up is a big factory sealed limited edition Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner 2. And this comes with the plush and the game is in there in this big box. And then I believe that I have all of the other Shin Megami games on the PS2. There might be one or two that I'm missing, but I'm pretty sure that this is all of them. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But the next one is Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga in the big box here. Then Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 2. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. And then I have another copy of Nocturne here, but this one comes with a soundtrack disc, and the other copy that I have doesn't. I'm not sure if the other one is just missing it and is not complete, or if they were different releases, but I decided to hold on to this one just in case. But if this first one originally came without the soundtrack, I would like to keep it, but if it didn't and it's just incomplete, please let me know. Next up is Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 in the big box here. Then Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 FES, or FES, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that one. And then the last Shin Megami game that I have is Persona 4. Next up is another big box game, and that is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Next up is Steambot Chronicles, and I remember picking this up from a GameStop a long time ago for about $4.99, and the guy that was working at the GameStop actually had it set aside for himself, and he was going to purchase it, but he said that I could take it because he didn't really need it that bad, and he worked there, so if another one came in, he'd have first dibs. So he was nice enough to let me take that, and I'm very glad that he did, because it goes for a lot more than $5 now. Next up is Stella Dews, The Gate of Eternity, and once again, I might be pronouncing that one wrong. Next up are the Suikoden games, and some people that have OCD might not like the way that I alphabetize these, but they are grammatically correct. So first up is Suikoden 3, Suikoden 4, Suikoden Tactics, and Suikoden 5. And the reason that I have Tactics before 5 is because if you're not looking at the title and you're just looking at the letters, T comes before V. Next up is Summoner, Summoner 2, Tales of Legendia, Tales of the Abyss, Suganai Atonement, and this one I'm pretty sure I am pronouncing wrong, Unlimited Saga, Valkyrie Profile 2, and then I have all 4 of the Wild Arms games, which are Wild Arms 3, Wild Arms 4, Wild Arms 5, and this is the series 10th Anniversary Edition in the big box here, and then Wild Arms Alter Code F, which I also picked up recently. Down to the last 3 games here, and these first 2, I've heard that these are RPGs, and I included them because I did see them on the list, but once again, they're not like your standard, RPGs from Atlas or Square, and those are X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2. And the last PS2 RPG that I have to show you guys in this video is Ys, the Ark of Nepishtim, and once again, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So that's going to do it for this video, and those are all of my PlayStation 2 RPGs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to rate it thumbs up, and leave a comment below telling me which PS2 RPGs you guys have, and which ones you're still missing as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.